Hi, spots and cheap pops, ladies and gentlemen. This is Silicon Steve Valley, and I'm joined by Vladi the reigning Purple Nurple champion.
And we talk about AEW today, and is David Finlay ready to take over the Bullet Club?
FTR challenged the Guns to a world championship match, but FTR puts their AEW careers on the line, and obviously a lot of speculation what FTR is going to do. We obviously, at least me, I'm almost 100% convinced they're staying in AEW just on the simple fact they can't make a decision without getting offered a contract from someone else other than AEW, and they legally can't get any offers until their contract is expired. So if you just have a brain in your head, you know that if they made their decision, they only got one offer from one company, and they're going with that, and that would only be AEW.
You really took your time to deduce that, didn't you?
I'm smart.
You really broke it down.
It just only an idiot would think that there's a chance they're not signing with AEW. Really, seriously, like the legitimate chance that they're not signing with AEW after that. I mean, all you have to do is have a little bit of knowledge about how the contracts work. That's all you got to do. But I'm going to try to really enjoy this, and I'm going to enjoy. It's still going to be good to see if FTR wins that match, and we think they will. It's still going to be good because that will give you the signal that they are staying in AEW, and that'll be a very, very joyful moment to get that official word that they are staying in AEW.
Which match did you like better, the Vikingo or the Will Ospreay match with Kenny?
Oh, I thought Will Ospreay match was better for sure. But the thing is that you had going on with that one, you had a deeply personal rivalry between Kenny and Ospreay. There was a story built to it. It wasn't a great match like it was in this situation. And also, Will Ospreay's been doing it a lot longer than Vikingo. Vikingo has only been doing it for a few years. He's taken the world by storm because of how many flips he can do in a row, which is great. And Will Ospreay, again, he just has that other mentality, that ring psychology that Vikingo might not necessarily have at this particular point in time, but I'm sure he'll get there. So I'll take the Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match any day of the week over that one. But I still, for a random Wednesday night match, and Kenny with his real arrival back saying, "Hey, I am the best bell to bell on this planet." Kenny just reminded everybody real quickly, if he's not the best, he's definitely one of them. And he showed that there in a great match with Vikingo. But the Will Ospreay match and the Kenny match is a first act as well. I think you're going to see it Forbidden Door. You're going to see them go at it one more time, as long as Ospreay's back, which he's dealing with a shoulder injury, so he might not even make it to Forbidden Door, but they're hopeful that he will.
Any chance of Omega versus Okada with it being in Canada?
I think there's a chance to it, but I don't think they tell that story just yet. I think that they definitely would want, but Kenny at this moment is the IWGP US champion, and I think he's going to defend that title at Forbidden Door. And I think the more obvious one would be, say, a Will Ospreay again to kind of maybe get his championship back. But overall, I think that's going to be what Kenny does. I don't think it'll be Okada Kenny just yet. I think they will do that as long as Kenny doesn't go to WWE. I think that'll happen in the future. I just don't think it's going to be this year.
That'd be great to have, but
they're only 3 months, and we're only 3 months away from that too. It's not like it's several months away. And the funny thing with that is that they only have that build for like a month. They finish Double or Nothing Memorial Day weekend, and boom, right back into Forbidden Door time.
And you're a big fan of Forbidden Door, right?
I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think it's bell to bell the most consistent product in terms of good wrestling.
Okay.
For me. So, and I love a lot of the people in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Jay White's a big loss for them. And ironically, and I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it seems like the new Bullet Club leader is going to be Finlay's kid, David Finlay.
Right.
Who, I don't know, you talk about Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, you talk about AJ Styles, you talk about Kenny Omega, and you talk about Jay White. I just do not see David Finlay fit in that lineage. I just don't. And I could be completely wrong here, Vladi.
Right.
But I think David Finlay's got some talent. I just don't think he is a top tier type guy, the kind of guy you want as the leader of the Bullet Club. I just don't think he's that guy. I just don't think he has it in him. I think maybe it would have been Juice Robinson, but Juice Robinson signed with All Elite Wrestling instead of New Japan, so they called an audible.
Who would you say is the better options versus Juice Robinson, who just signed with AEW? Anybody else there in Japan?
Juice would have. I'll tell you who I really love, but I don't know if he's big enough yet, is El Fantasma. He's in the Bullet Club right now. Very funny, very good wrestler. Doesn't have the best look. He probably can work on his body a little bit. He kind of looks like, he looks like he has a dad bod a little bit, but he's only like 20 something, like upper 20s.
Like Evil 30s. Uno?
No. He's not. Doesn't have a Paul Heyman body. He's got a dad body. He doesn't have a lot of definition in his. He and Chase from the Bullet Club, the same exact kind of vibe. They don't have really chiseled bodies. If you looked at AJ Styles, you look at Prince Devitt, you look at Kenny Omega, and honestly, neither does David Finlay. There's not great physiques right now. The options in Bullet Club are kind of rough. Tama Tonga is a babyface now. They also said maybe possibly Hakai Leo, who actually ended Jay White's career in Japan. But those are the options, but I don't see any of them being the type of big time heel leader the way the previous four were. I just don't. Sorry. And look, if David Finlay can do it, he's going to get every opportunity to do it. But you got to wonder if the Bullet Club is quite in the same position and will be in the same position it's been in the last decade, because it has been coming up on 10 years. Bullet Club has been in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but wow, I just don't know if David Finlay has it in him to be the draw that the other four were.
That's a very valid point. These are pretty big shoes that David Finlay has to fill here. So,
because this guy, I love it. He's got a shillelagh too.
He does, like the old man.
And Sheamus.
Thing
is, he's American. He's not even Irish.
Well, he's of Irish descent.
He might be Canadian even. Finlay might have.
He could be like Irish descent in Canada.
And by the way, Finlay's good. He's shown a lot of progress. Had a really good G1, a lot of great matches that I covered. So I like Finlay. I just don't think he's the star that you need to be the head of the Bullet Club. So we'll see, though. I don't know. But New Japan is in a real
transitional
era right now where they're looking for the new big heel since Jay White left. And Jay White, and you can look at my story on the everydayfan.com. Jay White was the best Bullet Club leader there was. He was the leader for longer than anybody else. He had a 4.5-year run. The closest other than that was Kenny with a 2.5-year run. He main evented Wrestle Kingdom twice. No one did that before him. Kenny only did it once. Wow. He has 2 world championships, same as AJ Styles, but his meant a little bit more than AJ's did. AJ's never fought for a world championship at a Wrestle Kingdom, and he was at 2 Wrestle Kingdoms. So for me, I think that Jay White, just a legendary run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was everything that they needed, had a great rivalry with Okada, and it's going to be very cool to see him pop up wherever he does. I certainly think he's going to pop up in WWE.
Yeah, do you think that's where he's going, right?
Yeah, I think he'll be on the Raw after WrestleMania. Because I think, to your point, you even said, do you think he goes after Cody? And that might be the way it goes. Does Triple H give Jay White that opportunity? Is he that big of a name in the Western Hemisphere? I don't know. But I know Jay White and Cody could have some great promos in between the two of them and some great matches as well.
That's true. The one that I'd look out for is Randy Orton. If I had to put a couple bucks down.
Well, that one writes itself too, Vladi.
Yeah.
And Randy Orton is scheduled to be back at WrestleMania weekend, ProWrestlingIllustrated.com announced. So there we go. And what else is going on in the world of AEW that we want to get into today, Vladi Dottie, before we come back for our WrestleMania picks?
Well, What else? You know what? I think we pretty much covered most of the bases we wanted to cover here tonight.
We got 2 or 3 videos out of it. I'm excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to High Spots and Cheap Pops for Vladi Dottie. This is Silicon Steve Valley. Please continue to love and watch professional wrestling. Be good to each other. Hit the subscribe button. And thank you for getting us over 100 subscribers. This is High Spots and Cheap Pops. Here endeth the lesson.
Thank you so much for listening and watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. Hit the subscribe button, then please comment, share. Let's build this community, and thank you for getting us over 100 subscribers.